I want to tell you 3 truths about human nature that the better you understand these, the better you can decide how to use your energy, how to use your focus, who to target, how to target them, and why. 3 simple truths that apply to the general population of human beings. Number 1, most people do not think. Why? Because thinking requires effort. Thinking is a mental exercise. Most people don't want to think at all. So if you put anything out into the world that would require people to think, you need to understand that you are limiting your reach to about 2% of the population, because about 2% of people are really interested in thinking and they want to be challenged to think, and they are appreciative of someone who will challenge them to think. So choose wisely. It doesn't mean that you're wrong for reaching just that 2%. They may be better than the other 98% put together. Just understand the reality of it. Number 2, most people do not read. There's an old saying that if you want to hide something from people, put it in a book. This applies to any type of person, black person, white person, young, old, male, female, doesn't matter. Any group of people, if you want to hide some information from them, put it in a book and tell them the information is in the book. They would have to read the book to actually get the information. None of them is going to actually do it. And when I say none, I mean that directionally. About 2% of people may actually do that. Even though it is easier than ever to write and publish a book, it hasn't become easier to read a book. You still had to actually read it, look at the pages or listen to the audio. Most people, as I already told you, they don't want to think. Most books require thinking. Most people don't want to think, therefore they don't read. It's the reason why more people watch a YouTube video than will read a book, because a YouTube video possibly removes you from the burden of having to do any thinking. You can just be entertained. You don't have to read anything. And number 3, most people are generally lazy. Most people want to avoid work. Most people look forward to the weekend. Why do most people look forward to the weekend? Because on the weekend, you don't have to go to work. All right. Most people work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They look forward to Saturday and Sunday, because on Saturday and Sunday, they have to do anything other than working. Most ambitious people will work 7 days a week. They don't look forward to the weekend because they keep working on the weekend the same way they do Monday through Friday. Again, most people are only about 2% of the population. So what do you do with all this information? Knowing that people don't think, they don't read, and they're lazy. If you want to reach the masses of people, you need to offer them something that does not require thinking, i.e. entertainment, does not require them to read. In other words, something they can listen to or watch, and something that doesn't require effort. In other words, they can just sit and observe it, but they don't have to actually do anything. Notice entertainment sells very well, much better than education, because it applies all 3. These education is the exact opposite. You got to think, you got to read, and you have to do work. That's the reason there are much more people who are interested in entertainment than there are interested in education. The opportunity, folks, always in the opposites. WorkOnYourGameUniversity.com.